subscriber asked me to do a video on how to use the SaveFolder from a host laptop, a host computer to a client computer, a different computer, using the same SaveFolder from the host. And let me just show you how that is done. I have to just give you a little bit of a background that the host computer is here, and it has an external monitor but runs from the laptop, and this is my daily setup, and this will be installing it to this laptop. They're both 64-bit, but I do run 32-bit puppylinux, and so obviously the you can see the display is different. So initially, if you use the host SaveFolder, it's going to look very distorted. A lot of display won't look right. So here is the SaveFolder from the host, and I've copied it into my hard drive, a USB hard drive, which has a partition 1, which is just mainly to start different puppylinux. Here's BioPup32, FrugalPup 64, but we'll be mainly looking at Xenial Pup 32, which is what you're seeing here. So I've started Xenial Pup, and here's the screen, and we'll go ahead and go through the initial quick setup screen here. I should mention that both this will work the best if they're both non-UEFI BIOS. So if it's routine older legacy BIOS, this works very well, and it may also work on UEFI PCs. But the main reason why we want to go through initial quick setup is to see where the save folder will be made on this setup. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and go through this is English USA is fine. LA, there's a minor bug in people that would live in Western US, and I prefer to use UC US Pacific, so that actually works for me. And we want to get a time from internet, but to be able to do that, you first have to configure Wi-Fi. So we'll go ahead and click on that here down here, and then we'll get a I have a Wi-Fi set up, so we'll go simple network, and then we're gonna WLAN for Wi-Fi, and let it go ahead and scan the nearby routers. So here is mine is fine, and we'll go ahead and enter the password for it, and then we'll go ahead and let it connect. So this should change. So yes, it is connected now. Yes, we want to use this as we want to go ahead and start the firewall, and we want this initial setup to go through for automatic Wi-Fi connection after the first boot. And we also want to get a time from internet, and then we'll go ahead and synchronize North America. and we wanted to auto start every time. Now at this time you can we have a Wi-Fi connected, so we want to save the setup. So depending on how you have it configured, SaveFolder may be in one of the internal hard drives or USB hard drive. So depend on my setup, because of menu way I have it set up, it's actually gonna be saved up in a save folder in a USB stick. So here's one already from a Fossa Pup and a Slacko 32, but it should be a Xenia Pup save folder here. Now I want to make sure that I have a different name folder, because I will be installing later on the original folder, save folder from the other the host machine. So we'll go ahead and that's the plan, and actually we can go ahead and move it over there now, and then after it's copied completely, we can go ahead and save it, power down and save. When you save it, I want to give it a different name than Xenia Pup Save. I will go ahead and save it as Xenia Pup Save dash TEMP, so as temporary. So we'll go ahead and continue on after we save and reboot. This looks very different now. What I've done is after saving it with that, let me just show you TEMP. So we'll go ahead and look at the USB hard drive again, and then under save, you can see that this is what I just created just before. But when and then when I rebooted, I got a choice of either going to this save folder or this save folder. So obviously I went to the original host save folder. So it looks very different. So now at this point we don't need this anymore. So we mainly needed this to figure out where to put the main save folder. So in your case, you may have it obviously in a different folder and so on. What you need to do is put that original folder in the same partition and folder as the TEMP in this case. So we'll go ahead and delete this. So the next time it reboots, it's just going to have, it's not going to give you a choice. It's just going to go straight into this folder. So now it's a matter of configuring the folder. So the keyboard and all the application and so on from the host laptop is been transferred, so I can use the same keyboard as I'm used to, just to close and then go ahead and start for example a Genie with a keyboard, and I close it again. So basically I've done a transfer to a new machine, but we'll go into a further configuration next. So there are many things to do here. Normally in a host my daily laptop machine, I don't have this. I have this save icon here because I'm using USB stick to start the Xenia Pup, and I think that that can actually be removed, but for now we'll just go mainly to you can also see that the icon is very large, and same as my host daily host machine. So, and then I do like to have this automatically auto mount when it starts. So we'll just left click and then right click, I mean, and then run mount, and then this is the bootable partition. So we'll go ahead and this is the USB 1, and we'll go ahead and click here, and then I want it automatically mounted at boot. So for now we'll just go ahead and also take a look. So this is what we're starting. So this is what we're using actually to Xenial Pup. So given that, I think that one of the first thing we can do is look at this tray and want to make it very different than way it's shown, because it's distorted. It looks much different than my host machine. So we'll go ahead and start the Genie. And so I use that Super and E key, and then we can look at the tray, JWMRC tray, which controls a lot of this here. So for now, I think that these Genie itself needs adjustments. So we'll just go to Edit, go to Preference, and then this is way too large. So we'll just see what it looks like on 13. So that looks much more reasonable. Maybe you can just leave it at 14. And then the side here is also large, so we'll try 14 there also. So it's much more reasonable. And then I think everything else will remain the same, and we'll go ahead and apply and OK. And then one of the things is that I see is this virtual screens. Usually I like to have it somewhere more in the middle, so I can that way I can concentrate on the which display screen I'm at. So we'll go ahead and move it a little bit to the right, and then that you can go ahead and spacer width will make it smaller to the right. So we'll go ahead and save it, and then we'll go ahead and restart. Shift Control T, Shift Control R is the key. What essentially the same as JWM restart. So what will happen is that it's going to move to the right. So you can see that it's really moved. So, but next time I'll just use the key, which is Shift Control R. So that's moved, but I prefer that it moves a little bit more. So we'll make that 150. Oops. Well, let's see what happens if we make it 140. So we'll go ahead and save it and refresh. Okay. And then here also it's likely we want to make it smaller. It's 500. You should see a couple of icons here which you don't, because this space is too wide. So we'll go ahead and see what happens if we make it 100. So we'll go ahead and then refresh again. Now we can see the icons that I expect to see. So right now it's there is terminal open and then Genie as it. So we'll go ahead and see, make sure behind it is ALT tab, and you see that it's open. So I don't need that. We'll just go to X. So I prefer that this get a little bit more closer. So we'll go ahead and make it this is just all trial and error for now. Okay, and then this is way too big, so the height is 32 pixels, and want to make it 22, and let's see what happens. So refresh again. Now you can see it's much smaller, so that's to my liking. And when you do that, this space problem changes. So I like these, and these near the center, so we'll go ahead and make closer this one closer to 200, and it's going to move it slightly to the pager screen. So we'll go ahead and save that, and then refresh again. We'll make it even closer. So that's fine. So when I start rocks, for example, I'm going to see that here, and another one here, so I know right away this screen on this display virtual screen, I have three things open, so three things running. So we'll just go ahead and close two. Okay, and what else can we do at this point? So I think that's we want to go to the theme. We want to adjust the theme. So, oh, by the way, the way to go ahead and put it on the Genie so you can edit it is just go. Let me just show you. So I want to edit. Next is the theme. So this just in JWM and theme. So you just grab it and put it on the Genie, and it'll open up. So we'll go ahead and close that for now, and then Genie and theme. Right now you can see that these letters are really big. So that's a 16. We'll make it 12, and then let's see what happens. We'll just refresh again. You can see that this is really much more reasonable size now. And likewise, we'll do that for tray. These are way too big, so we'll make it maybe 12 there too, and then let's see what that looks like. So that's much smaller. So okay, so that's good. And pager, pop store, and then menu. You can see the menu here is very large. The letters are too large, so we'll just go ahead and make that 12, and then we'll take a look at the menu. Okay, letters are small. I think. Oh, Windows. Okay, so the window here is height is 30 pixels. That's really too. Don't need that 30 pixels. Let's see what 20 looks like. Okay, 20 looks good. So the rest of the changes may require different mode of editing, or it may actually require rebooting completely. So, and you can see that there, I prefer not to have the close and maximize, minimize. I do all that with the key binding, and I find it much quicker that way than dragging the mouse all the way over. So I just eliminated that altogether. So let's defaults. Okay, so here we can see that URXVT terminal is the letters are rather too big, so I prefer to have it much smaller. So let's see if we can change that. And so this is 24, and then let's make it a 14 and see what that looks like. This too small, so we'll go ahead and make it a 18 maybe. Okay. Okay, 18 looks much better. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and continue on. The letters are really very big. Although we fixed your terminal size, we'll go ahead and work on the rocks, and then also when we open up Genie, you can see that these letters are very, very big here. The size, the font size. So these are controlled by .gtkrc 2.0. So we'll go ahead and this is going to be the size of the rocks now. We'll try 12, and then this is going to correct the size here, and we'll go ahead and save it, and then we'll go ahead and reboot again, and then you notice that this hasn't changed, but let's go ahead and see the rocks. You can see the rocks letters have changed to the size, so that's good. And I think that we'll go ahead and close this and start again, and then see what happens to the Genie. So we'll open it up again. Now it's correct. So so that's all pretty much to my liking. And then we'll go ahead and look at some of this keyboard. Keyboard binding is all through the JWMRC slash personnel. So we'll I'll just let you know the key binding for the JWM restart. Here you can see that on a JWMRC personnel file, it's key mask equals control and shift plus R. So that restarts the, so I'll just go ahead and demonstrate. It just restarts it. So it resets the in JWM, where it rereads the JWM related configuration files. I noticed when I reboot, it saves the save file automatically. You don't even have to click on this icon. So so that's automatically set up, and I will go ahead and finish up here with a looking at the web browser. So Super W in my case starts the web browser in display screen number 1. We'll give it a minute. This is not a super fast computer, so we'll go ahead and I use Vivaldi. So we can see that Vivaldi really needs adjustment of the appearance. So we'll go ahead and close the side panel. With way I have it set up is F6. It closes it, and then Control 12 in Vivaldi brings up the menu, and we'll go to Appearance, and the reset, the user interface zoom is way too large, so we'll just go ahead and go to left arrow, so you'll just go back, let it go back to 100. So that's 100, that's fine. You can see that the buttons have gotten very small, but still website appearance is rather too large, so we'll go ahead and default web page zoom. These are settings obviously from the my host daily driver, so we need to just go ahead and again we click on the dot, and then go ahead and left arrow to make it smaller, and we'll just see what this looks like. So 100. So let's go ahead and, so we'll go ahead and close, and then we'll start it again. So close, and then we'll give it a minute to start. Now it seems much more uh, normal. So we'll go ahead and check. Helpful. I covered a lot of ground actually, and I hope it's not confusing, but gives you a rough idea that you can indeed use a lot of information, and that's embedded in the save file, even if you go to a different laptop. Uh, okay, well that's